And then we can talk about Bob Weir again.
Yeah.
The NAIA Zooms start in 2 weeks. No, yeah, 2 weeks on the 28th. And we're going to have a chat with the people at Creative West who run Zap.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
West Staff anymore. They changed their name.
Change the name to Creative West.
Yeah.
Um, going to get some demos. You're going to get a chance to see what the directors see when they look at your entries and applications, and you're going to see what jurors see when they look at a show, um, when they judge a show, what it looks like on a computer screen, what they're actually seeing when they judge something.
And when
So
is this court?
that is Wednesday the 28th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Of course it's 1:30. I'm working.
So court, how is that any different than like, you're filling out an application and you can view you can view your images. How is it different than that?
It's different. It's a different screen. They don't it's the way that they do it. I'm trying to remember because it's been a while since I looked at it. But I don't think you get to see all the images. Yeah, I think you see all the images and you click through them one at a time.
Yeah, I
But it doesn't look the same. It's a little different.
is it the colors that are different?
No, it's just the arrangement on the screen is different.
No.
And you'll be able to ask the people from Creative West questions if you have questions, concerns.
What shows do they do? Creative West?
None.
None. They just do Zap
Okay.
and Cafe and one other one that I'd never heard of before.
Okay.
And if it's anything like the other two, um, Cafe is basically Zap, but not for juried art festivals. It's for things like group shows, solo shows, um, different things.
Actually, they allow you to upload video files too for Cafe.
Because it covers more than just juried art festivals. You'll get to find out a little history about Zap and the partner shows. Everybody know that Zap basically is co-owned by a group of shows.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
NAIA was supposed to own 24%.
They had an option to buy in and chose not to. Hey Roy, I'm not sure I want to talk to you after what your employer did to me.
Let's hear what they did. I'm dying to hear what they did.
Well, Kansas City, Missouri is a big barbecue town.
Absolutely.
And they always talk about you cook it low heat for a long time. They call it low and slow.
Yep. Yep.
Well, the USPS distribution center there, the one in Kansas City, Missouri, there's three
Okay.
in the Kansas City area. The one in Kansas City, Missouri has adopted low and slow as their motto.
I'm not surprised.
Priority mail package sat there for 9 days.
No kidding. Well,
I got
let
a
me tell
better
you.
one.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
I sent jewelry back after Christmas. I waited till after Christmas and it came back to me yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. I delivered a birthday card yesterday. It was dated December 3rd. It was a certified letter, okay, which requires a signature. And I talked to the guy, Bobby. Yeah, really nice guy. He said that he was tracking it. It went from North Carolina to Cincinnati, back to North Carolina, Greensboro. Greensboro's a big hub. Back to Greensboro, went to Columbia, came to Charleston, went back to Columbia, came back to Charleston, and then finally to Mount Pleasant. He said it was a gift card with from his mom, and so I'm like, yeah, that's about the same speed.
Well,
So
I knew this one was going to be a problem because I live near Wichita, Kansas. So everything coming out of here, especially if it's going east, goes from here to Kansas City.
right,
Well, it arrived in Kansas City 1 hour before it left here.
wow,
Time machine.
Yeah.
nice,
That's magic.
nice.
And every time I've seen that happen with scans, there's been a
Yeah,
problem with delivery of the package.
yeah, yeah. Well, so I guess it's been so that's 2026. I'll say that I know that it's been at least 5, if not 7 years, maybe even longer. So the post office used their number one bread and butter was priority delivery, 2 to 3 days guaranteed. Guaranteed 2 to 3 days. Express mail guaranteed 1 to 2 days overnight. And it's funny because the postal service invented overnight service, and then FedEx they got their own aircraft and they took it away from us. And so now, and first class mail was always 3 to 5 business days. So now the paradigm has shifted. The entire shift has occurred where now what they do is mail is 7 to 10 business days. Everything's a business day now. Priority mail is technically 2 to 5 business days, and then express is still usually 1 to 2 days. But we've just lost our priority of what we see now. We're Amazon surrogates, so now everything is they give more attention to Amazon than mail. We're no longer the U.S. Postal Service. We're the United States Amazon surrogate.
It's interesting here, and I had a discussion about this with my local postmaster in my local post office
Yep.
because it's in a small rural town. Um, but my Amazon stuff came was almost always came from the post office,
Yep.
and Amazon started delivering it themselves, and it bounces back every 6 months or so. It kind of cycles from one to the other.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, I'm. Thank God, I retire in 10 months. That's all I can tell you. I'm just. This used to be such a great job, and so I'm 64 years old. My dad, I'll never forget. He said, Postal Service, MTA, subway, fire department, sanitation, power department, water department. Those were your golden ticket jobs. And, the people that are coming in today, these 20, 30 year olds, even older 30, mid and older 30 year olds, they don't understand that this is a career. This isn't a
Yeah.
job. This is a career. This is where you 25, 30 years. You walk away with a great retirement, a 401k where if you plan it correctly, you can walk away with $2 million in your 401k and never have to work another day in your life. These people think that, oh no, I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm going to become a YouTuber or an influencer and I'm going to make all my money that way. Like,
Yeah. Well, the
Good
thing
luck.
was this was cables I made for Oscar because he got a bunch of his stuff stolen. So these were some replacement cables I made for Oscar uh for his booth.
Wow. It's sad. It's just so sad.
And he had enough for a single booth, but I was hoping they would get there uh before he had to do a double booth.
Where was he going?
He's in Florida.
Okay.
He's in Florida for 3.5, 4 months.
Okay. So he's doing the Florida circuit.
Yeah.
Anybody
Shit.
know anything about the Bruce Museum?
What
The
about
art. We're thinking of applying this year to the Bruce.
very low traffic show?
Gotcha.
But it's a show that anybody that attends that show can afford anything in your booth.
Gotcha. Well, my brother's up there in Stamford, Connecticut, so we could stay with them for free.
But you got to
Hey,
see, there are three shows that line up:
right?
Armonk, Gracie Square, and Bruce Museum.
Right. We applied to Armonk. Marianne doesn't want to go to New York. She doesn't want to go to the city.
Well, that's not. Actually, Gracie Square is the easiest show in the country to do.
Really?
They close the street and let you park there starting at 6 o'clock the night before.
Wow, that's nice. I've been to Gracie Square.
And you could park like almost in front of your booth for the show.
You know, we did West. Where did we go? We went to where in Long Island did we go this past year? Uh,
Montauk.
no, no, not Bridgeport, but
Montauk.
we didn't go. We didn't go to Montauk. We heard about Montauk. I know.
Bridgeport is in Connecticut.
I'm sorry.
Bridgehampton.
Bridgehampton. That's it. We didn't go to West Hampton. We went. We did West Hampton, and we didn't sell a thing. I was really surprised. It was a 15-hour long drive. That was a long 15-hour drive.
That's about my limit for doing a show.
15 hours?
Yeah.
Yep. We left we left at 9. No, we left at 8 p.m. We we left at 8 p.m. I drove until 4 a.m. till I couldn't see anymore. Crashed in a rest area on 95. I think we were in Baltimore. And thank goodness they had a Dunkin' Donuts at the rest area. And rolled into West Hampton that day, set up that day, crashed at the hotel, and then had the show that had a 2-day show next day. I met Evan Reinhardt, met him there. He was there again, and but yeah, we didn't sell a dang thing.
I'll see Evan tomorrow.
Oh, cool. Where are you gonna be?
I'll see him on Zoom. We're the NAI board meeting tomorrow.
Oh, I got you. Well, I tell you what, when we first started out, I watched his videos, learned a lot from him.
I'll see Evan and I'll see Ben Fry and let's see. Diane, Rayco, Cindy will probably be teaching class. Camille's up to her ears and getting her ready for her show. Uh, and I don't know if Sharon will be there or not. So,
Very cool.
It's great having I've learned so much from the directors we have on our board.
that's on the Zoom meeting?
Well, yeah, and the projects we've worked on, I've worked on with them.
Gotcha.
I'm actually one of the few artists that's been able to sit through, been invited to uh, sit through a director's conference.
That's pretty nice.
It was interesting. Some of it was kind of boring. I
Oh,
mean,
really?
well, for me it was, for the directors it was because it applied to them, but there was a lot of stuff that I thought really interesting. Um, they covered topics like food service and copyrights and all sorts of stuff.
I can
Gee,
I
I
can't
used to go
imagine
to
what it must
directors'
take to. Yeah, I can't imagine what it would take to just try to put a show on.
Oh, it's incredible. Um, just when we've had the Ask a Director Zooms, um,
Yeah,
the amount of money that the amount of money that a big show spends on trash.
right. Yeah, just for sanitation. Yeah.
And the amount of money that Stephen King said they spent on electricity was right at $100,000.
In Des Moines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well use it. They're spending the money.
And interesting things like now it varies greatly from show to
I,
show. But your in the
yeah.
overall budget at Des Moines, booth fees are like around 10% of his
Yeah,
budget.
I was going to say that, but I let you say that. At all the big shows, booth fees end up being around 10% of the total. It's not very much.
And I think that's partially because they have sponsors, but partially because they have just so many expenses.
Insurance.
Oh well,
Security, insurance, advertising, different types of advertising, social media. Um,
I don't remember if it was Cindy Larick or Sarah Umloff talking about. I think it was the police that they have to hire. The police department tells them how many officers they have to have.
yeah, that's
And it costs them, it was some unbelievable hourly rate that they pay. I believe it was over $100 an hour per officer.
Here, Al.
So again, just the amount of money they have spent. And then
unfortunately it's necessary now these days.
yeah, and things like parking. If there's pay parking, uh, in St. Louis, because they're blocking off streets, any streets that have parking, they have to pay for parking every lost parking space for the duration of the time the street's closed.
Yeah. I like how Des Moines does it. I'm assuming they rent the space from this factory. It's gated, so it's relatively secure, and it's not that far away, maybe a quarter of a mile.
Yeah, it depends on where you are. It's not real close. I'm just talking about, you know,
I don't mind it.
not for artist parking, but just for um,
Oh, right.
the streets that they close where the show actually is. If there's parking along those streets,
That's right. There's no parking because there's booths.
right, they close the street so that people can't park on it. So the show has to pay for the lost revenue from those parking spaces on those streets.
What a racket.
And did you know after the plaza, I know this because I last time I did it, I was took me a long time to get torn down. But the plaza paints the numbers, your booth number and the, kind of where the corners of the booths are, paints them on the streets. And then Sunday night after the show, they come through with a power washer and
Pressure
some,
washer. Yeah.
Really?
yes,
Wow.
and some nasty smelling chemical. It smells rank. And they power wash all the marks off the street. Now in
Couldn't
St. Louis, you can see the marks from the previous year or two.
Yeah, I've seen that before too. I guess I could say this now, but one year at Fort Myers, as I was packing up to leave, I had like a half a gallon of paint and I spilled it on the curb and it just was all over the curb, behind my booth. And I was going, oh man, they're going to see that and they're going to see my booth number. I'm going to get a call. I'm going to get a bill and a call. But I never heard from them again. And apparently they cleaned it off. So
Was it still there a year later?
no, actually it wasn't. It was gone.
Trying to think of the other shows that I've done where the marks were on the pavement from the previous year.
Yeah, I've done it too, and they're not in the same place too. I've done it where
Sometimes
they're
they
like,
are. In St. Louis, they usually are exactly the same place.
yeah,
But I can't remember. I've seen it at a couple other shows, and I don't remember where. But no, after the plaza, they come through and power wash them, and they don't care if you're still there or not.
yeah. I don't like that either. Especially if you're slow, you know, like me.
And they weren't real careful about, most of us had stuff off the street and up on the curb, and they were, they get over by the curb and they didn't care.
Yeah,
Where's Plaza?
Kansas
Kansas
City.
City.
That's right. Kansas City.
Yeah, I've been in places where if you like, people will rent a booth and it'll be tied down. The weights will be buckets with water in them, and when the guys come to pack up the booze, they dump the water by the curb, so it runs along the curb. And if you have work or if you have something in the street, it can get wet. So you either gotta get done fast or put them up on the curb, get it out of the way.
I had that happen in Tulsa because they used 55-gallon drums
Yeah,
of water and they were dumping them a block away. And I happened to be downhill near a sewer
that's right, downhill. Yeah,
storm drain. And, all of a sudden, here comes all this water coming down. It's like, guys, you want to at least give me a heads up?
no. The part I don't like it when they shouldn't be allowed to start till after we're all gone, because when they start when we're still taking down, that water is going to run into our stuff.
Yeah. But they want to get out of there because they want to get the streets open again. That's one reason I'll never go back and do Crazzle again. They open I mean, buried in the fine print on about page 47 of the show information, it says that they open the streets at a certain time. and there was a security guard right across the street from me. And nobody said anything to me. All of a sudden, I have my van in the middle of the street, and I almost got hit by a car because I took a step back and somebody came blowing through.
Yeah, there's other shows that are like that too.
No announcement. Hey, we're going to open the street in 15 minutes. There's stuff I could have done to be out of the way. Nope. Just all of a sudden, here comes traffic.
That's always a pet peeve of mine too, because it's dangerous and they shouldn't be allowed to do that until we're gone. And they make enough money in taxes and things from us that they should consider that. They should be a consideration.
I mean, it's fine I understand they need to get the streets back open, but at least if there's the few artists that are there, say something to them. I mean, it's not that hard.
It's a safety issue.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to deal with it. That's what I'm not going to mention a show, but there's one show that seems to do that all the time, and you got to watch if
Winter Park.
no, not Winter Park, but don't. That's too close. Let's put it this way, Larry. It's too close.
Too close.
Yeah, let's not bring it up.
Okay.
I want to stay positive.
That happened Gracie Square when they open the street as soon as the show's over, and the artists don't even have time to pack up, and cars are pulling in between the vans and the booths to park.
Listen, I one year at and it wasn't at Ann Arbor, but it was the this business people's show, the one kind of in the middle,
Yeah, State Street.
State Street, yeah. And it was on Liberty, and I was across from a friend of mine, and they started coming in, and I was blocking them, and they were yelling at me. But the guy across from me, uh, they bumped his he had a cart with stuff, and they bumped him. I mean, come on, they shouldn't even have been there. It's not a good thing.
I'd be keying somebody's car to do that to me.
Of course, it could be worse. You could be hit by a coconut in Miami. Hey, it happens. Coconut Grove on the street,
Oh
They
yeah.
don't put the nets on them? They don't net the coconuts?
No.
Oh.
I, I don't even know what you're talking. What do you talk? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Like Hawaii, the coconut trees that are along the streets or in parks, they put this big net around the nuts as they
No,
develop.
So
I don't
they don't
recall
fall
seeing it.
on people's heads.
It's
Yeah.
the palm fronds. It isn't even the coconuts. They're huge.
Oh. Well, we have eucalyptus trees here that kill people.
What falls off the eucalyptus tree?
The whole branch. And when
That
it's
happens.
traveling from about 20 to 30 feet up, picks up speed by the time it gets to you.
I was going to say Vicks Vapo Rub.
Picks up speed.
Put the lime into coconut.
It's called gravity.
Yeah, but if you drop a feather and it picks up speed, it won't kill you.
Yeah, but it doesn't weigh 100 pounds either. And feathers have more air resistance anyway.
Have you ever seen any of the videos where they go into a vacuum and drop a bowling ball and a feather?
Yeah, in a vacuum it falls at the same rate.
Well, the 24th through the 29th is going to be interesting because we have the St. Louis mock jury on the 24th, Brookside announces on the 27th, and Cherry Creek on the 29th.
All right.
I have a decent chance of getting into Cherry Creek this time, looking at the judges.
I don't know any of them.
I know one. Sometimes all you need is one.
It's interesting. I'm curious. I'm just reading the email from Cherry Creek that the first round is done remotely, and the second and third rounds are done as a group projected.
Really? Do they discuss when somebody comes up to is there they talk about the artist, the work?
Round one, in this silent and remote round, jurors review and score images via monitor. Round two and subsequent rounds, jurors gather at Cherry Arts and view each artist's set of 5 images projected simultaneously in a horizontal grouping. The
Well,
process,
that's
the,
pretty good if because if you have one person that really is your advocate, that that person can sway the rest of the judges.
and here's what I don't necessarily like. The process materials and dimensions for each image, as well as artist information statements, will be made available to the jury.
Does that mean it's shown next to the image?
It just said it's made available to them. Doesn't say if it's read out loud to them while the images are on the screen. Doesn't say that it's there, but they have to ask for it.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
So, yeah.
Cherry Creek is a 26-hour drive. We're not doing that anytime soon.
It's about 8 for me.
It's worth it.
That's nice.
It's worth it.
I hear it's worth it. I just don't have that vacation time. We'll probably do it when I retire.
Well, you'll apply to it.
Right.
Doing it's another story.
Exactly. Right.
It's let's see.
For me, it's an ego trip. I like getting in. I like being around those artists.
Hey, the last show I got into, but I had to bow out because I tore my rotator cuff, was St. Louis. So I never did St. Louis, but I got accepted.
Wow.
The
That's
first,
like that's just like me in Fort Worth. I got accepted to Fort Worth in 2020.
I'm on the wait list and I don't even know if I can do it if they
Is Jay still the
um,
director?
Yes. I talked to the interim director in Oklahoma City last week. He he's got a I wouldn't want to be in his position.
yeah. Isn't he's just the gopher. I mean, he's got the title, but he doesn't actually, all he does is run things, but he doesn't really make decisions. Is that right?
Well, no, he just got everything dropped on him all of a sudden. And instead of having an assistant He was the assistant, I believe. So now he doesn't have their person short.
He
Really?
does. He doesn't have a one of him.
Yeah,
He needs a one of him.
because the other director left.
Seth?
Yeah, Seth left. Got a better opportunity and left. So kind of suddenly and unexpectedly. So all of a sudden it's like, okay, you're now the show director at the time when things start getting busy.
That sounds right.
I'm gonna take a sip out of this fire hose.
I think he had some experience who wasn't totally new to him.
Well, if he had been assistant, he should have been sort of learning on the job, right?
Yeah, but there's still stuff.
Well, yeah. It's not like he was completely new.
A lot of these shows don't have huge staffs year round. Might be two or three people, and you lose one person, and that makes a big dent. They'd send out about an email that they thought had been sent, and I spent like half an hour digging, looking for this email that I thought I missed. Called him, and he didn't know what was going on because it was an email about W-9 that we have to fill out because
Yeah.
they take the money from the buyers and then pay the artists. And he didn't know what was going on. He said, "Well, they just caught us, we didn't know they were going to send that email." And he thought they sent the email to everybody, and then he had to call them and find out and send another email later that they didn't send the W-9s to everybody. They just sent them to returning artists. They didn't send them to new artists.
Hey,
That's weird.
how'd you like that new system?
I haven't used it. Last time I did the show, it was still paper,
Yeah.
and it's changing again this year.
To what?
I don't know.
Because I thought the paper system was good. The only problem it was or is, actually, I heard it was worse now, that there used to be, you'd store your boxes and stuff like if you were, um, 3D, so you'd have boxes and extra storage, extra pieces, and you'd store it in this tent. But there was only one tent for the whole show, or two tents, and I heard they got rid of it all. So, like, where do you put your stuff? Your
Oklahoma, you mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
your wrapping.
They had the same issue when I did it back in the mid 90s, but I used my own pro panels in the booth. So I stored my boxes behind my pro
I
panels.
did that too. I made a false wall.
And I used my clear craft hut sides in front for when it rained.
I just zipped it up. I think I still have pictures. Actually, uh, I wrote a review. Actually, I think 2 years in a row. But I wrote a review on that's probably still on Art Fair Insiders.
I may go look for a tall. I'll go buy it, and it probably won't rain, but I'll probably go look for a tall shower curtain that's clear because the plastic isn't, I mean, the plastic's transparent, but it's not real clear. You can't really see artwork through it.
I never used that. They tell you do you do something, but to me it was too cumbersome, too much in the way.
No, what I do is I just have a bunch of clamps and I just roll it out and get on my ladder and I just pull it up tall enough and clamp it at the top so it
Yeah.
comes down to the ground. And on ones, I decide which side where I want an opening and I cut it and overlap the pieces by a couple feet. Um, and then once it's up there, I just roll it all up and my clamps are big enough I can roll it all up and the rolled up plastic will sit on top of the clamps.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah,
so
that's good.
so if it rains, I just reach up there and pull the thing, pull the stuff down
Hold the plant.
and
Yeah.
The
when
weather
the
there
rain's over, I
is,
just roll it back up.
it's weird. The first year I did the show, it was 90 degrees every day. And then other years, one year the weather was different every day, radically different. 40 degrees, then 75 degrees, then 45 and rain.
Last the last time I did it, it was cold and rainy most of the time.
Yeah,
I mean, but they also shut the show down too.
that's really interesting because at one time they wouldn't do anything.
Oh, I
They
know.
would not show it. In fact, uh, uh, I don't remember his name, but lack of better description, an old guy with, he was the head. He wasn't the person that ran it, but he was he was like the chairman, and it was they're talking about tornadoes coming in, and you could see the bad weather coming from a distance, and everybody's like packing up, closing up because it's going to be bad, and he's telling people. You can't do that. You can't close, and everybody's going, yeah, 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 shut up, we closed it up.
Well, the first year I did it, it was pouring rain
Yeah,
and
I
all the
remember.
artists were sitting up in the hospitality suite, which had big windows that opened out
Yes,
on the second
yes,
floor. And the artists are all sitting up there because it's pouring rain and there's nobody out and there's not
yes.
even power. And
I was there.
yeah, and the show director goes in and starts yelling at everybody, all the artists to go back to their booths.
I know. Listen, and I stood up and went to the window and said, "Hey, look, there's nobody there. What's the point?" And they kept calling me every 5 minutes to see if I was in my booth. So, I kind of finally went down, and but I didn't stand in my booth. I was in the booth across from mine, so you couldn't tell that I was there. And they're going, "You're not in your booth." I said, "Yes, I am." And it was kind of funny. I was playing them because they were being ridiculous. But the worst was when it was lightning, and they didn't say, "Oh, they're telling you get in your booth." No way am I going to be. Yeah, just what we need, lightning. You know, it's dangerous. What are they telling us? What are they trying to prove here?
I'm just going to make sure that I'm going to look at the weather ahead of time and I'm going to make sure that I have plenty of, I'm set for wet weather, but I still didn't have enough warm clothes last year. Last time I did it, it was cold. I still didn't have enough warm clothes.
Yeah, yeah. If you ever have a chance, go look at my review I wrote on Art Fair Insiders. I was wearing all my clothes, all my coat, my coat because my winter clothes because I came from up here to there, and I had plastic bag. I cut open a plastic bag and put it over me. I looked ridiculous, but it was fun. It was funny, and it was cold. And once you get, once it's raining and it's cold and you get wet, you cannot, I mean, you're just cold the whole time.
I had some old they weren't rubber boots, but they were had rubber sole that came up
Yeah,
around,
yeah,
and the soles blew out on them in the rain.
yeah. Yeah, but when that show's good or when the weather's good, it can be a really good show, or it was.
I haven't really talked to anybody since they shortened it,
Me neither.
but I did walk it one year. I think that was, I don't know if that was the first year they short. I think that might have been the first year they shortened it. There were a lot of people out. The weather was nice. There were a lot of people out.
Yeah.
And also, they had tornado warnings that weekend too, a
Yes.
couple of times.
Yeah. There's been a couple of years where it's been tornado warnings.
And I left ahead of the tornadoes there, but behind the tornadoes at my house, and got home before the second round of tornadoes got to my house.
They followed you, huh?
Well, I was going north on I-35, and there were tornadoes that crossed I-35 probably 30, somewhere between 30 and 50 miles ahead of me.
Did you see them?
No, but had I not taken Robin and Camille to the airport, I would have been right in the middle of them. That was when I was there for the directors conference, and I took them to the airport. And had I not done that, because the airport's the opposite direction from where I live, um, I would have been I would have been on the road half an hour earlier and right in the middle of them. And you get in
So,
that rain wrap stuff and you can't see it.
yeah. It can snow like that here.
And you get out on the open highway in that area and there's no cover. There's no overpass. There's nothing.
So last week's jury evaluation thing went pretty well. Every time we do it, the quality of the work and the people want their jury evaluation gets better and better. It's like they look at the old ones and they already are improved by the time they get to us.
I wish I had the money. I would take a long weekend and go to St. Louis for the mock jury.
See, I don't like it because it doesn't count.
Well, they don't critique the work, just the presentation. Which reminds me, I have to, when are they going to email links to that?
They did today.
Sure, they did.
Oh, okay. I'll have to get one from somebody.
I think I got mine yesterday.
Oh, did you apply to the mock jury?
No, you
Email
know,
me, email me the link.
I'm not saying that, well, I don't know what I'm saying, but if you've done this for 40 years and then you had professional business people teach you, I mean, I did displays before I did art, I ran a store. You had to do everything, including displays and promotions and everything. and I don't know, once you do that, and then do the shows forever, there's no, I don't want to hear what they have to say. I don't think they're as good as or experienced as me or the people I learned from.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
What
So
mock jury is this?
email me
St.
the link,
Louis.
Barry.
Okay, let me see if I can find it.
Which one, Barry?
I don't know. St.
It's
Louis?
the St. Louis mock jury. It's the 24th.
We did that last year, and they screwed up with their videotaping or their Zoom, whatever crap. And you know, we couldn't watch it live, but we tried to watch it, and they started it like way past us, and we never got to hear anything. And it's like, gee, thanks. We were pissed.
I did it last year, and they spent their whole time debating whether or not my work was photographs or paintings.
See, that's the problem.
Yeah,
Like, I don't
see,
want to
yeah,
see that.
Right.
You want to yell at the screen. I don't want to be, don't aggravate me.
I mean, it said photography. Why don't you just take it for what it is?
Oh,
Duh.
and what did we do? We did a mock jury where they said Marianne's wall, everything on Marianne's walls looked like it was Photoshop. Well, you know what? It was black pro panels, well lit, well exposed, and I mean, her art pops on black walls, and it's like, no, none of it was Photoshop.
Here's the problem with black walls.
They're
You
black.
look at that stuff on a small screen and you can't see the detail on the wall, so it looks photoshopped.
Sure,
So you've got to pump a ton of light. But at the
yeah,
same time, you can't blow out the artwork. But you've got to have some detail in there so it looks realistic.
Well, you do the detail
Mhm.
first and then drop in the artwork.
there you go.
Yeah, that's how you get around doing it looking Photoshop, Larry.
Right.
You Photoshop it.
There you
Right.
go. Exactly. It's funny because all I did was I just adjusted the contrast and the brightness of the photograph that I shot, and it looked great.
To you.
Oh, and then
Well,
we had
wait a second. Are you using Photoshop?
yes,
Then you use the shadow highlight filter to bring back detail in the panels.
shadow highlight.
Yes.
Okay, okay, I'll remember that now. Shadow
But
highlight.
but first set your shadows to 0.
Right, everything was 0. Yep.
No, 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 no. In the shadow highlight filter,
Uh-huh.
change the default settings to 0 instead of 60%.
Oh, okay.
And then all you have to do is move it incrementally,
Okay.
and it'll bring back all the detail in your panels.
You know what? What you two are talking about is proof that it's better to have your images done by a professional.
Of course.
True.
And and the problem is the competition is so great that you it could be the one edge. That's my pro tip of the day. Get a
Pro
professional
tip.
to do it. And not just a professional photographer, but somebody who's used to shooting images for art
Journey.
fairs
Right.
because it's still different.
Oh, and then we had one mock jury. I think it was still might have been St. Louis. They said that
There's only 2 or 3 shows in the country that do it.
yeah, and she said that because we didn't have a French wall or anything, everything was just full panels, full on. she complained about there was no way to get into the back of the tent to wrap up your
Yeah, so what?
stuff or something.
That's
I'm like,
Listen,
stupid.
what?
that's a red flag. If that's how they're judging it, you don't want to be any part of that.
Right.
Because that's
Yeah.
nonsense.
And
They
St.
told
Louis
me
didn't
they
want,
told me I needed to have barn side frames.
and they didn't want booths photographed on grass.
On what? On grass?
Grass.
Nice.
I mean,
Which which is nonsense because
half the
my
shows are on grass.
yeah, you know, I'd rather see something that's actually at the show than a staged thing set up. Anybody can make that look nice. Well, not anybody, but you know.
Just make sure you take the Starbucks cup out.
There you go.
Yeah, that's funny. What did I do? There's something I did this year that was in the way.
Are you looking for that email?
The problem, yes, I am, and the problem is that I think I deleted it because I said I'm I'm not go I want to keep that one. You know, that the email address is basically only for art fairs. So, but I get a lot of spam, so I just delete everything that isn't worth it. And I think I deleted it because I'm looking for it and can't find it. The only thing is I remember seeing it and I said, I don't need that. So
I'll just ask on my Facebook group. That's what I did in the past, and I'll get a half a dozen people will send it to me.
you can just Google it. It'll come up.
The problem is they've got limited number of seats.
It's a Zoom meeting.
Yeah, they have limited numbers of seats. Zoom, unless you buy a special license, Zoom is limited to 100 participants.
Really?
Didn't know that.
Yes.
Hmm.
So you're limited to 100 participants on a Zoom call.
Gee, I better buy a special license. The five of us won't fit next week.
That's right. That's true. I'm sorry, Larry. I can't find it. I can't even find it in my deleted folder.
No, I'll get it.
If I find it, Larry, I'll send it to you.
All right.
All I
Because
know is that I
they
remember
sent it to us
seeing
last
it.
time.
All right. Anyway, it's 5 o'clock.
Yep, I got to go fix dinner.
I gotta go feed Elvis.
Elvis.
I gotta go eat my Thai food that I bought
I have
an hour
Chinese
and a half
food left
ago.
over from lunch. My friend Sandy took me out for lunch today.
Oh, nice.
All right, all. We will see you next
Bye.
Tuesday. Same bat channel, same bat time. Y'all have a great week. And hopefully New Smyrna next week will be a good show.
Yep. Barry, do you get a haircut?
Yeah, this afternoon.
To grow out your ponytail again.
Nah. I wanted to look businesslike from Florida.
All right, guys, be good.
All right.
Okay,
Bye, Roy.
bye-bye.
We'll see you.
I probably won't be here next week.
That's all right.
Wait a minute, what's
20.
next Tuesday? So, I was supposed to be out of
Wait,
this
should
space.
we stop recording?
Yes, yes.
Um, where is it? I gotta put my glasses on. Oh, here it is.